taking on the College of DuPage. I'm Hank Ambrose, and I'll be with you for the rest of today. A beautiful day in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Despite the wind blowing up to 20 to 25 miles per hour, which could last the entirety of the ball game, there are bright blue skies for the Iowa Central Triton homecoming today. That's right. It's the football team's homecoming. As you can see, it's extra packed at the stadium today. The dancers, we got Try out there, we got the cheerleaders, everyone's out there busting a move. And as well as that, the band rocking out to the side. College of DuPage comes in. They have the white tops and gray bottom, and also are sporting a brand new helmet. They got a jet black, shiny helmet I've yet to see, so that's very cool. The Iowa Central Tritons are wearing all their Triton blue today, from head to toe, with the navy blue helmets on top. The Iowa Central Tritons coming into this one are 3-1 on the season for Division I football, ranked at number 7. College of DuPage plays in Division III football at the NJCAA level, and they're ranked at number 1 in Division III. Multiple times they go into the national championship game for the Division III standards of football at the NJCAA level, and they're a team that the Iowa Central Tritons like to face off against. We saw them last year where Iowa Central got the best of them, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Now, what's the difference between Division I and Division III besides the smaller schools? It all has to do with the amount of scholarships that are given out between each team. The Iowa Central football team gets to have out about 30 scholarships per season. College of DuPage playing in Division III, they don't get to send out any scholarships. This is a non-scholarship team, as every team is in Division III football. So otherwise, they're both very, very tough. They both love football, both from the Midwest. As College of DuPage, they come out of Illinois, and right now, of course, we're in Fort Dodge, Iowa, the home of the Iowa Central Tritons. We're looking down at the coin toss. As I hear down there, College of DuPage, they're going to receive the kickoff to open up the ball game. Taking a look at somehow of the similarities and differences between the offenses and defenses, both teams have played multiple quarterbacks this season. Both have suffered a starting quarterback loss early on in the season. Now the difference is, for the Iowa Central Tritons, our starting quarterback since day number 1, he got to come back. That's Zach Marker. I'm going to bring you his stats and the rest of the starters in just a moment. Now, for College of DuPage, their starting quarterback, Max General, it's going to be a little tricky. We're not for sure if we'll see him. He's played 2 games this season. If not, we might see a variation of a bunch of different quarterbacks. Otherwise, that's okay for College of DuPage anyway, because they are a run-heavy offense. They have 5 players on their roster with over 100 yards so far on the season. Ladies and gentlemen, we're heading into week number 5 today. That is fantastic. Over 100 yards between 5 players on the season. That's something that just doesn't happen at the Division III level in NJCAA football. The Iowa Central Tritons, of course, have that spread attack offense. They run 99% of their plays out of the gun and in the pistol. So we're going to have to look at College of DuPage. You're going to have to really find a way to break down the flat, because I've been noticing in practice the Iowa Central Tritons have done a lot on the outside edge. The Iowa Central Tritons are the faster team, so breaking the edge on the College of DuPage side is something that they're going to be really looking at. Here we go. College of DuPage. The Chaparrals are 4-0 on the season. Iowa Central is 3-1, ranked at number 7 in Division I football in NJCAA. Lining up for the kickoff still. As I said, the wind is blowing very strong. We've had to jump around a little here for where I can sit so we don't have too much wind issues from the broadcast standpoint. About 25 miles per hour. Now the wind is blowing into the south. That's into the left side of the football field. So that means that the Chaps, they're going to be going into the wind for their first offensive drive. Here we go. 15 minutes are on the clock. Liam Wahey lines up to kick it. For IC3, as the kick comes in, it's a line drive out towards the second defense. It's going to get down to number 10 on the DuPage side, and he's going to make his way to the 34-yard line before he's tackled by Rex Van Wy, getting the opening tackle. The returning ICAC Defensive Player of the Week. Boy, did Rex Van Wy have a fantastic Fantastic week last week. Number 31, our Buck. He had a great week against Ellsworth. He had 2 forced fumbles. He had 3 sacks. He was all over the place. Number 31, Rex Van Wy. He's going to be a big playmaker for us today. He's a true freshman even. Big fella, 6'5". Really, really impressive. Here we go now. DuPage going to show gun. They got twin receivers off to the left side of their starting queue. Setting it down for a short curl route to open the contest. That will be a 5-yard grab. As it's Gavin Suckup, the starting quarterback today. That went down to Matthew Brown. Gavin Suckup will start at quarterback today. He is not the original starter on the season, but he falls in that mix of one of 5 players on the team. Actually, he's the 6th man. He's just under 100 yards rushing. He has 89 on the season. In 3 games he's started. Wow. So he's got wheels too. Got to have to look out for him. They'll have a handoff, an outside zone. Getting there for the tackle that time. I see Deontay Bryan on the bottom of the dog pile. Big fella making moves down there. Got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of 1. It's going to be a 3rd and 6. The ball is on the 38-yard line on the Chaparral side. 14 minutes remain, and the clock is ticking in Fort Dodge, Iowa. This is the first drive of the ball game, and it's a windy one out today. Suckup tries to snap the ball, and he's going to have to jump on it as it's a loose football. As the center hit it right off his behind, it's a 4th down now, 4th and long. 4th and 8 officially. The ball is on the 37-yard line, so just like that, to open the drive, College DuPage starts slow. 13 minutes, 15 seconds are on the clock, and Isaiah Hazlitt is back deep to return the punt. He's standing on the 35-yard line on the Triton side. Marco Duback is in at punter for DuPage. The kick is up, and it's going towards the 35. He'll field it down at the 32. Wow, what a great juke move by Hazlitt before he bounces outside and returns it for another 10 yards. The Iowa Central Tritons, they're going to start up their offensive drive, their first of the day, with a 1st and 10, ball on their own 43-yard line. IC3 will be moving from right to left on your video screen. If you just joined us, welcome. You haven't missed much yet for Triton Nation's coverage of the Iowa Central Tritons taking on College of DuPage. I'm Hank Ambrose. I'll be with you the rest of today. Tritons come out with Zach Marker. They're showing Jaden Washington is in the gun. Doubles on the far side. Cal Weideman is just to the left hip of Marker. The opening play is a handoff inside zone to Washington. He is a blast up the 5-hole. It's going to be a gain of 5. Ball's on the 49-yard line, right on the Triton side. 2nd and 4 now for IC3. Hurry up offense. Quarterback keeper. No, RPO play. Oh, there you go. Cal Weideman is wide open into the end zone. A blown coverage. And on the second play of the offensive drive, Cal Weideman, number 84 for the Iowa Central Tritons, gets right in there, the ultimate flex player, as he snags his 5th receiving touchdown on the season. That one going to be good for 51 yards. And boy, I got to say, it's really good to see Zach Marker back starting for the Iowa Central Tritons. He hasn't done that in quite some time. Now, he did start against Hutchinson, who is the only loss Iowa Central had on the season. They're currently ranked at number 2 in Division I football. Here's the PAT now. Kungalo with the kick, and it's through the upright. 7-0 early. It took just 2 plays for IC3, a 51-yard blown coverage wheel route from Cal Weideman. Wow, what a start to homecoming. Well, I guess homecoming started this past Monday. I heard all about the festivities. It sounds like it was a party over at Iowa Central Community College all throughout with the festivities. They put on a great prep rally with the cheerleaders and dance team and the band, and I heard that the Iowa Central football players and the volleyball players were loving it this year. 12 minutes and 13 seconds remain in quarter number 1. The Iowa Central Tritons are up 7-0. Liam Wahey going to kick off for the Iowa Central Tritons as the ball will be lined up right on the 35-yard line. McCatherine is right back to return for the College of DuPage. By his side is number 10, Vince Brown, the sophomore receiver. Here's the kick. It's up. That one going to get some air as that got with the wind, fielded on the 5. Returning it now, moving up to the 25, the 30, the 35 before he's blasted. See the Triton there that had made that tackle. Tracy Davis had the tackle on the kickoff return. So College of DuPage, we're almost 3 minutes into this thing, and the Chaps already are in their second drive. Their first one was a 3-and-out, ended in a punt. Showing pistol for the first time today. Trips are far left. Here we go. An outside zone for the tailback. He moves it upfield. Crosses a 50. It was Zander on the carry. That's the first down. Samson Zander making big moves as he broke the defensive line for the Iowa Central Tritons. Like I said, College of DuPage, they're a run-heavy offense. Now, they can certainly pass the ball if they want to. Most of those going to be deep shots. Expect to see a lot of plays, inside zone, outside zone, just reads to try to get this defensive line of the Tritons mixed up. And that's going to be tough for them since the Tritons run a 3-4 defense. They only have 3 defensive linemen on the line for the majority of the times. So it's going to be the outside linebackers that really get the job done on those inside and outside zones. The next play goes for 7 yards. It is just a 7-yard out route. That was nice. Trips to the weak side. In the pistol. Handoff. Sampson is going to find a hole and cut back inside. And right there, that was Demetrius Walker who threw him down with one arm. Wow. The kid can run. We're going to have to look out for him all day long. Remember the name, Samson Zander, number 36 for College of DuPage. Nice tackle by Walker a time ago. But that's another Chaparral first down. Doubles on each side. They're in the gun. They're approaching the Triton red zone for the first time today. The wind still blowing against where the offense is moving. From left to right on your video screen, here's the first flag of the ball game. Let's see what it's called on. Tritons are giving out handshakes and high fives, so looks like maybe an offensive lineman jumped. Yep. Right tackle jumped off sides with a false start. That's number 77, Mustafa Dan Mutum, the true freshman. So now a first down and 16. First down and 16 for College of DuPage. In the gun, they got doubles on each side. This is the 5th play of the drive. Send a man in motion, back to pass, and looking over the middle of the field. That one is going to go into the dirt. Couldn't find the hands of the intended receiver that time, Markel Porter. Once again, that passing offense might struggle a little bit. The numbers from Gavin Suckup so far on the season, 25 out of 37, so that's not bad coming into the ball game. 68 percentage. Thrown for just 370 yards in 3 games he started, however, averaging just 115 about. As well as that, he's got 3 throwing touchdowns. There's a twin set on the weak side, and quarterback draw right up the middle, finds a lane, and the Iowa Central Tritons give up big yardage on that one. It looks like a pickup of nearly 9. It's going to be a 3rd down and 7. The ball is now placed on the 30-yard line. Well, the 27 officially. 9 minutes and 51 seconds remain, and the clock is ticking. Here's the 7th play of the drive. Yeah, that wind is picking up. Now, luckily for us, this should be the half where the Iowa Central Tritons really need to score all the points they can. College DuPage going into the wind in the first half, not how you want to start a football game. Throwing it long to the end zone, and that one is going to be uncatchable out of bounds. Nice coverage that time by the number 27 on the Iowa Central Tritons side. That was Elijah Graham, the starting free safety. Boy, we have some really talented safeties between Jacob Camacho, Elijah Graham. They are ball hawks. That one was intended for Markel Porter, and here's the first 4th down conversion attempt on the day. Doubles in the gun. Sampson in motion. He's sitting on just a little swing pass and a slant route down to Markel Porter. And look who it is. Once again, for the 2nd play in a row, Elijah Graham swats down the ball. That's a turnover on downs after the Triton defense held them to nada. So IC3, they're going to take over with 9:19 remaining in the first quarter. Ball marked on their own 27-yard line. In the gun. Back to pass is Marker. Going to have to step up. He's got pressure. He'll throw it down to George Sims in the flats. He'll make his way outside. There's that flat work before he moves the chains. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. A pickup of nearly 40 yards. Wow. Now there is a flag on the play, and it's on the defense. I missed the call, but it was declined, I heard. Here's that hurry-up offense. This is just the 3rd offensive play of the game for the Tritons. In the pistol, they have George Sims in as a wingback. They got doubles on the weak side of Marker with a lone receiver spread out wide. Here we go, a handoff now. That one's big. Walt on the carry. As I've been really impressed. First off, I got to say, love number 9, Triton Washington. He's the 3rd-year tailback for the Iowa Central Tritons. But the guys we've brought in this year to make that 3-headed monster in the Triton backfield have been so excellent. Between Walter Wilbin as well as that James Murray. Jason Murray, excuse me. There's a swing pass now. It's going to get close to the 1st down marker, but just short. Was Michael Simon on the stop that time? Big play here. 3rd and inches. This is tough here with the Tritons. They run 99% of their plays in the gun or in the pistol. Nearly never do they line up under center. And when you're inches away, what do you do here? Well, they don't know, so they're going to have to call a timeout and think it over. 3rd and inches, 7-0, 8 minutes and 5 seconds remain in quarter number 1. Well, we've been blowing through this thing very, very quick so far. I tell you what, while we have the time, I'm going to run through the starters for the Iowa Central Tritons since we're almost 2 drives through already. Each team has been running hurry-up offense. Not giving me any time to announce them. Come on. Starting quarterback today, Zach Marker. At tailback is Jaden Washington. Wide receiver 1 is Desna Washington. In the 2 spot is Travis Isaac. You can also expect Isaiah Haslett to be the starting return man. And in the slot, Cal Weideman will be the H-back, like a flex inside receiver. Colton Hogue will be the starting tight end today. Jamarian Wheeler is the left guard. Jack Wiltie is the starting left tackle. Jamarian Wheeler will come out on combo routes. be the fourth receiver in that set, excuse me. The left tackle will be Jack Wiltie. The left guard, Reese Steele. The center, Elijah Heatherston. Noah Howard at right guard and Ashton Travis at right tackle. Those are your Iowa Central Tritons homecoming starting lineups. 8:05 on the clock, 7-0, it's third and inches. In the pistol, Sims as a wingback, handoff to Wilton. He makes 1, 2, 3, 4 miss, and he's still on his feet inside the 10. He falls face first on the 5-yard line, which sets the Iowa Central Tritons up for another Triton first down. First and goal on the 5-yard line for the Tritons. If you're the Tritons, you want to score as often as possible because once again, heading into the second half, you're going to be going into the wind as long as the wind is blowing in the same direction. Here we go, handoff to Wilton. Wilton tries to move upfield, but that time he'll be tackled near the line of scrimmage. Making the tackle that time, I have Nick Buccaro. They will give him one, second and goal from the 4-yard line. Doubles on the far side of marker. Then a man in motion. That's George Sims. Marker's back to pass. He's looking left, and he will fire, and it goes just a little off to the right of Jamarian Wheeler. They said he's in that combo set when there's more than 3 receivers out there on the field. He almost had a nice little zag route to score a touchdown. No, that'll stop the clock at 6 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Here's a third and goal from the 4-yard line. Hogue is in as a blocking back. They will have a handoff. That time it'll go towards Murray, and he'll be clogged up. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2. Let's see where they spot the ball. This all just matters where they exactly spot the ball. Regardless, it'll be a 4th and goal inside the 5-yard line. Is the kicking unit will come out. Ungalo will come out to kick. About a 20-yard attempt in total. Lining up to kick it. Here we go. Place is down. The kick is up, and it's good. 10-0. 6 minutes and 10 seconds remain. Nice kick from Congolo. He got it right in there. Number 39, he's got a really interesting story I want to pull up in just a moment once I can find where I last had that. He's a guy that was originally from Congo. He moved to the United States of America when he was just about 8 years old. First he was in California, then he made his way to New York, and then these past 6 years he's been in Iowa. He didn't kick a football until 4 years ago, and now he's one of the starting kickers on a collegiate football team. Congolo, really, really impressive cat. 10-0, 6 minutes and 10 seconds remain. Six minutes, 10 seconds remain. It's 10-0. Tritons have 2 timeouts remaining, and the Chaparrals have all 3. The ball falls down, and I can see that being an issue for all of today. Probably going to need a holder. That is acceptable to bring a holder out on kickoff, but then one less backer to try and tackle a man. Miles McCatherine is back deep to return for the Chaps. Kick is back. It's going to land on the weak side where Vince Brown will return it. Brown makes his way to the 25 to 30 before he is blasted That time, it's Logan Williams, one of our sub-in linebackers, who gets a big stop. He's a guy that you can expect his name a lot today, especially on special teams. The Tritons keep scoring like this. He gets a lot of those special team tackles. Logan Williams is a real tough guy. 10-0, the Tritons lead it with 6 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. First and 10 for the Chaps, starting on the 32-yard line. Suck up, play action. He'll have a swing pass, sending outside, and that's going to be a loss of 3. Getting blown up before the line of scrimmage. 4 targets towards Marquel Porter. All of their passing attempts so far have been intended for Marquel Porter. They have not gone in his favor. Loss of 3 yards. You can make that 4. 2nd and 14. The ball's on the 28-yard line. It was Kevontae Fowler who got the tackle for loss on that last play. Here we go with the Chaps in gun. Inside zone. Trying to bounce inside. Oh my gosh, he still keeps dancing and somehow finds room to run for a pickup of over 5. See what they put him down on officially. A gain of 9 yards. It's 3rd and 5 now. Ball on the 37. That's a returning All-American, Noah Epley, who had his first tackle of the ball game against Samson Zander. In the gun, they got doubles on the strong side of Suckup. A lone receiver to his backside. Blocking back in formation. It'll be a handoff to a new back now. Picking up 7 yards. That's going to be a Chaparral first down. That's an inside handoff to Jaden McGill, the true freshman running back. LaJuan Miller now with the stop. I see a true freshman out there for the Iowa Central Tritons on defense. I'll name those starting lineups in just a moment. James Williams. He's a true freshman. He's on the edge there wearing the number 99. You can see him on the inside part of your screen. Back to pass. There goes James Williams. Nearly got there. He picked up the fumble. Speak of the devil. Wow. Funny how things work out like that. LaJuan Miller and Porter were there to force the fumble, and the Tritons will start things up right near the 37-yard line. I'm going to give Porter the forced fumble credits and give James Williams a fumble recovery. That's number 1 and number 99 for the Iowa Central Tritons. (10-0). Tritons lead it, and they start up 35 yards away from getting another sweet, sweet touchdown. In the pistol. Marker's back to pass. He's got 3 to his weak side. Oh, here's a slip screen. It'll be sent down to Jason Murray. Makes one man miss before he's tackled high out of bounds. That's a first down out of the first play of the third drive for IC3. Like I said, they're really going to try to target those flats because if you can make your way outside, you can beat them on your feet. Inside, they'll have the plug. That'll be a tougher battle for the Tritons. But so far, it's been working. Play action pass, looking to go for a wide receiver screen again. That time, it'll be flipped out to Travis Isaac, who gets the reception and moves forward. A pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The ball is on the 15-yard line. They'll keep Jason Murray out there. Marker right behind him in the pistol. They got twins on each side. They're stacked near on top of each other inside the inner hash. Marker back to pass. He steps up, He's going for a rush. He breaks 2 tackles. He's still on his feet. He's got wheels. He's got burners. Marker trips up inside the 5-yard line. That's another Triton first down. That is the 4th Triton today to pick up a first down on his feet, rushing the football between Washington, Wilton, Murray, and now Zach Marker. That was a pickup of 12 yards. First and goal from the 3-yard line. In the pistol. Going to have to jump on the ball. Jason Murray did a good job at grabbing it, not even having to jump on it. Then he's brought down by Big 11, Lawad Hill. Once again, props to Murray for jumping on that right away. Saw Marker also got a hand on it. And, here's the thing. Like I said, it's windy, and, you may not believe it, but that can affect the snaps a whole lot, too. We've seen 2 bad snaps on the DuPage side, and now we've seen a bad snap on the Triton side. Second and goal, the ball's back to the 15-yard line. They'll send Cal Weideman in motion before they go for a rollout pass to Weideman. Hits him in the flats, and he roams forward for a pickup of 12. So just as they lost 13 yards, they picked it right back up. It'll be a 3rd and goal now. Ball marked on the 3-yard line. We've been in this exact same position a drive ago, which ended in a field goal. 20 yards for Congolo. See the set they come out in. Markers in there. I see Weideman, Jason Murray as well. They got doubles on the left side of Marker and a lone receiver spread out wide. That's Desna Washington. Weideman goes in motion before he backtracks, and they will call the play dead. Expect a false start. DuPage, they think they have it. It is on the offense. It'll remain 3rd down. That's against the offense. That'll move them back about 5 yards. Ball will be marked on the 8-yard line now with a 3rd and goal. 1 minute and 7 seconds remain for the entirety of the first quarter. Now in a different set, they got a pistol look with doubles on each side. They're both stacked inside as well. There goes Weideman. He's looking to get that wheel again. They'll send an out route towards George Sims. Nice catch as he is hit hard out there by 21, Justin Nijeko. Nijeko almost causing a fumble. That was a big hit. As well as that, their safety, number 20, almost tabletoped them as well, Marion Lynch-Gordon. George Sims is such a tough athlete. He's a guy you really don't want to have on your radar because he's the guy that can really catch a ball in a really tight spot. Get hit hard right as he's catching it and still hold on. He's that type of player for us here. 4th and goal. There's 20 seconds remaining. Ball is on the 1-yard line in the gun. Weideman goes in motion. They got doubles to the left of Marker, and they'll call the play dead. I hear timeout on the field. It looks like DuPage. DuPage calls a timeout. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. Now there's only going to be 11 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. If you just joined us, the Iowa Central Tritons have the lead 10-0. So I'm Hank Ambrose. I'll be with you the rest of today for the homecoming matchup. Tritons home take it on College of DuPage out of Illinois. Before we get back into it, I want to shout out the crew with us today for Triton Nation. Derek on camera and Rusty producing the broadcast for us. Thank you, guys. We're still sitting at 10-0. Now, College of DuPage probably thinking that the Tritons weren't going to run a play, just trying to jump DuPage, false start, which would have brought them half the distance, sitting basically on top of the goal line. I said this earlier when it was a 3rd and inches, and when they were in this situation earlier, 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. This is where it's kind of tougher to be a Triton since you don't really go under center. Here we go. Zach Marker is in the pistol. Weideman is spread like a wing back. They'll hand off to Jason Murray, who tries to get in. I think he stopped. Oh, my goodness. Great defensive play by the Big 11 of College DuPage. That was a huge play. I'm going to reward the tackle with Lawan Hill, who I saw got their first turnover on downs on the 1 yard line. Wow. 5 seconds remain in the quarter. And it looks like DuPage may be sending out a new quarterback. They are, as I'm trying to look on who that is. They come up in a very heavy set jumbo package. They got 2 blocking back in the mix. Quarterback sneak. Trying to move that Triton line. And that'll be the close of quarter number 1. 10-0, the Tritons lead it. Since the Baby Blue are going with the wind, you're really going to want to score as much as possible, because once DuPage gets a football going into the wind, they're going to have just an easier opportunity to score, especially with their ground game. Since we got the end of the quarter, I think it's time that I should bring up the starting defense of the Iowa Central Tritons today. Starting at defensive end today, Blake Whaley. Defensive tackle is Cody Schmidt. Deontay Bryan is starting as a defensive end. I also saw James Williams in the mix if they go with a 4-3 look, but predominantly start with a 3-4. Rex Van Wise, the starting buck. Noah Epley, the strong side linebacker. Lawan Miller, the starting middle linebacker. Demetrius Walker, the weak side linebacker. Tony Broadnax is the starting cornerback. On the other side, Kevontae Fowler is the other starting cornerback. The starting free safety is Jacob Camacho. The starting strong safety is Elijah Graham. Also, big shout out to Andre Porter, who caused the fumble earlier from what I saw. I don't have him listed in the starting lineup. Cody Schmidt takes his place today. He's 97. You can see him and Williams lined up hip by hip on the defensive line in the gun now. Stuckup is back in the game in at quarterback. They hand off to Sampson, who tries to blast inside through that B gap, but it's not going to work out. Maybe a gain of 1. Yep, looks like that's what I'll give them. 2nd down and 8. The ball will be on the 3-yard line. Well, I hear a 3rd and 6. It looks like it's more closer to the 5. It looks like that is the call. 3rd and 6 from the 5-yard line. We just began the second quarter. The Tritons lead it 10-0. Off of Cal Weideman, 51-yard wheel route. And about a 22-yard field goal from Congolo. In the gun is Suckup. He will hand off. That one going back to Sampson. Actually, matter of fact, that's the backup, Jaden McGill. And it's good he handed that off, because if you notice there on your screen, Suckup tripped in the end zone. If that was a bootleg of any kind or a quarterback keeper, that would have been a safety with his knee touching the turf. He slipped back there. Now, there was a lot of rain on Friday, but to me, it's awfully sunny outside, and it seems to me that it's cleared up. So that shouldn't be a factor, shouldn't be any slippery, especially since they're on turf today out at Dodger Stadium. 13.5 remains. This is another 3-and-out for the Chaparrals. Right there, Isaiah Hazlitt catches it on the 45. He gets past the 50. Nearly makes it to the 45, and a flag is thrown. That was a really tough hit, and he's down. Oh, that's a tough hit. I don't believe it was in the back, but you could still call for an block. You can call for a chop block or even a personal foul here. That's what the refs are talking over. The main difference is just how many yards they'll give you. College of DuPage fans not happy with that. And the 3-1 gets up in Anthony Harris. It appears he's okay. So he took a big hit. He appears to be okay. His helmet did come out, so he will have to sit out for a play at least. Here's the call. So personal foul, blindside block against the Tritons.
First down.
And that's just shooting yourself in the foot. So where you would have started on the Chaparral side of the 50 on the 45-yard line, now you're going to start near your own 25. It's a loss of over 20 yards. You can't be having those. The Tritons stay going. They're going to be going into the win now to begin the second quarter. 13:25 remains, 10-0. In the gun with doubles on each side. They'll send Sims in motion to the hip of Marker. Handoff, inside zone. Jaden Washington bounces outside. He roams. He goes towards the flats. He moves towards the upper deck before he's forced out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Thank you. There go my papers going flying. First and 10, Tritons, 13 minutes remain. Marker hands off to Washington. He'll be plugged up just before the line of scrimmage. They'll give him one falling forward.
With the stop.
Second and 9, Jockwell Reese was with the stop on the Chap side. Second and 9 for the Tritons. In the pistol, they got Sims in as a wingback. Washington has yet to have a target today. Rolling out his Marker, he's looking to fire long. Speak of the devil for the second time today. It's Desnow, Washington. There is a flag in the backfield. Uh-oh, George Sims is down and his helmet is off. Uh-oh, now he'll be checked out. Oh, man. Sims looks like he's hurt. He's down holding his side, and coach and the training staff are going to come out. Never like to see that. He's got his helmet out. Very similar to what we saw on the kickoff return with that defensive back. Got hit hard. Flags are thrown.
We have 2 fouls on the play, 1 on each team.
Oh, 2 flags, 1 on each team.
Number 71. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 29. Each penalty offset. Replay to down.
Oh. So illegal man downfield at number 71 for the Iowa Central Tritons. And then that was a personal foul against the Chaparrals. I didn't hear who they announced. George Sims is still down, and they're going to take an official timeout. Looks like Sims is still holding at his hip, getting checked out. Never like to see an injury as we're still really early into the ball game. 10-0, Tritons have the lead with 12 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first half. I see 29 getting talked to about the personal foul. You know, if you get 2, you get ejected from the ball game. Because we've seen 3 total personal fouls total so far. That was Denarius Shaw called on the foul, I presume. George Sims gets up, and he'll jog off to his own power. And just like we've been announcing his game early into the contest, he's very, very productive on the offense. We don't want to lose him. He's going to have to sit out for a little bit. I'll tell you if I see him check back in. But since he jogged off, I'm going to say it appears to be that he is doing okay. 10-0, 12:25 on the clock. And man, right where I say Desno Washington hasn't had a target yet this game, and then he's wide open on a streak route, and we get it to him, but it's called back where the penalties are offset. It's tough. Cal Weideman in motion. They'll hand off to, no, quarterback keeper. They got me, and it looks like a flag will be thrown in the backfield. Marker still on his feet for 20, 25, 30 yards. And I think it's going to be a face mask call. I think it's going to be a face mask because I saw hands get kind of high when trying to tackle Marker for the first time in the backfield. It is a personal foul, face mask against the defense, number 21. That's Justin Jinzeko. So back-to-back personal fouls against the defense. 12 minutes, 16 seconds remain, and that's another 15 yards from after the play was called dead. So that's going to be a gain from the 40-yard line all the way down to the 18-yard line. Over 35 yards. Zach Marker, there you go. 12:15 on the clock, and it's ticking. Doubles on each side, each of them spread wide. Back to passes, Marker, looking for a short zig route. Oh, nice swat. That pass intended for Desno Washington. Vince Brown, who batted it down that time. (10-0), 12:05 on the clock. It's 2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line. Weideman lined right behind the lineman. They'll send him in motion. In the gun. They got trips look towards the weak side. Washington to the end zone and just a little out of his reach. Really nice throw from Marker, but I think Washington just got to look at the ball a little late. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 18 now, and that Triton band is getting loud in Fort Dodge, Iowa. The wind's still blowing hard. In the pistol, Washington is the tailback. Hang on now, the refs. They say they're not ready yet. Now they're set. Doubles are spread wide. Marker's back to pass. He's rolling to his right. He looks left before he goes over the middle of the field. Pass intended for Jamarian Wheeler, and that is swatted down. Swatted down that time by number 19. That's Jayshawn Braswell. There's a few times they've had some really quality deflections on the defensive side. This defensive back group is really nice. Here's a 4th and 10 from the 18-yard line, and the Tritons are going for it. Last time they did, it was a turnover on downs. That was on the 1. Different story from the 18. They're back to pass. Flags are thrown. More penalties, goodness. It was prior to the snap. False start on the offense. Wow. The 3rd time today a false start is called against the offense. 4th and 15, ball on the 23 now. The Tritons are having some discipline issues at the line of scrimmage. That's something that Coach Justice Clegg said when I got to talk to him at practice earlier this week. DuPage is probably the most disciplined team that the Tritons will see all season. And right there, that's a dime down to Desno Washington. Desno Washington sinks right through the defender, Denarius Shaw, and finds himself in the end zone for 6. Boom, boom for the Iowa Central Tritons. Personal foul, number 99 on the defense. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. That was Armand Irving Armand Irving gets the personal foul. Oh my gosh, DuPage. Yeah, a lot of personal fouls early now. 16-0, 11:50 on the clock. Here's Congolo. Congolo. Oh, it's blocked. Congolo going to have to just grab it, and he'll go down with it. Wow. I tell you what, that was a really nice play by Congolo. Yes, the kick was blocked, but for him to catch it in the air right away after it was swatted, that is the 4th or 5th time this defense has swatted it. Either it's been on a kick or from a pass. I tell you what, this awareness and discipline from DuPage, Coach Justice Clegg was right. We're going to have to look out for that for the rest of today. 16-0, 11 minutes and 50 seconds remain. The Iowa Central Tritons look to kick off. And they're going to have a little better room to kick off now. Originally, they'd kick from the 35-yard line. Now they'll get to kick all the way up. Is that the 50 they're going to give it to them? Wow. From the 50-yard line. Liam Wahey will kick it for the Tritons. $16-0, 11:50 remaining in the first half. Cal Weideman had the first touchdown. It was a 51-yard wheel route. We just saw Desna Washington score with a 15-yard fade route. Matter of fact, that was a 4th and 15, so we better give them some more. That was more closer to the 25-yard fade route. And then Congolo had that big field goal that went good for about 25 yards. That's what has made it 16-0. Wahey with the kick. It gets into the end zone. Touchback for the Chaps. They'll start on their own 25-yard line. Oh man, this wind is picking up. Bad day to have a lot of notes for covering a football game. Tell you what, got a few papers fly away already. 11:50 on the clock. Here come the Chaps in the gun with Suckup. They got doubles. Play action pass. They look outside. Once again, they're going to send it outside to that Powell. They love targeting him. Jacob Camacho is the tackler, forcing him out of bounds. Marquell Porter got 5 targets today already. 11.5 minutes remain, 16-0. Got twins spread wide in the gun. 3-4 look for the Tritons. They got 2 deep safeties. And I hear DuPage is looking to call a timeout. They'll take it with 11 minutes and 9 seconds remaining. Well, so far, I got to say, I've been impressed with DuPage on defense despite giving up the big play. That's really been the story of the day. I mean, you give up 2 big passes, both going into the end zone for touchdowns. They have had a lot of personal fouls that go against them. I bet that they've given up nearly 150 yards already. 11:09 on the clock, coming out of the second timeout called from DuPage. Tritons have the lead 16-0. The Tritons will show one deep free safety in Jacob Camacho. Fowler looking at that wing back. Right there, Suckup takes it for himself. Looks like he may have gotten past the line of scrimmage. It's getting physical today. I was not expecting a physical ball game, to be completely honest with you, despite the rushing attacks being prominent. The Tritons coming off of probably the most physical week they've seen in a little while against Ellsworth, where they just scraped away with a victory, but this one has been very physical early on. 16-0, 10:45 on the clock. In the gun, doubles on each side. Tritons are showing a zone coverage, as they'll have to switch. Fowler will get down to Porter. Firing over the middle of the field. Oh, very close. If that was a catchable ball, once again, targeted for Porter, if that was catchable, probably could have been called for defensive pass interference. That was Broadnex that was out there on the coverage. He did a great job. He was looking at the ball the whole entire time, but he put that shoulder into the back side of the receiver and Porter. You really got to look out for that. Some refs, they'll call that for DPI. 16-0, 10:35 on the clock. It's 2nd and 10. The ball's on the 37. Handoff. And wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, Deontay Bryant was there with Demetrius Walker. $10:15 on the clock, and it's still ticking, 3rd and 10. The defensive line for the Tritons has been really good today. When you show just that 3-4 set, you really leave it up to your linebackers to make sure you can tackle the ball carrier, whether it's on the outside edge or if you blast up the middle of the field. Here's the gun with twins on each side. Suckup is back to pass. He fires low, and a flag is thrown. Now they may call, I don't know, let's listen in. I can't imagine a hold that early. It is a hold. Wow. Penalty declined. It'll be a 4th and 10. That play only lasted what seemed like a 2.5 seconds. To be called for a hold that early, not a good look for the Chaps. That one called against 71. That was Cam Beasley who got it. Isaiah Hazlitt is back to return for the Tritons. He's currently standing on the 15-yard line. Uh-oh, punter gonna muff the ball. The ball's still on the ground. It's kicked, and then it's picked up near the 15-yard line. The Iowa Central Tritons start up in the Chap red zone to begin the drive. There you go. Lots of turnovers for the Chaps today. The Iowa Central defense on special teams has came up huge. 1st and 10 for the Tritons. Here we go. To start us off, it's a handoff to the big fella. That's Big Walt on the carry. Walter Wilbin. That is an 18-yard rushing touchdown to begin the 7th offensive drive for the Iowa Central Tritons. Yeah, from the band. Boom, boom, is what Zach Marker would say down there. I'll bring that up. Zach has really become quite the vocal leader. I asked him the other day, what have you taken most from Byron Jarrett's game, who you sat behind for your first 2 years of your college football career? He said his leadership skills, Byron Jarrett's was off the charts of being a leader, pushing people. being loud on the sideline. Zach Marker saying that that's what he really tried to take away most from Byron, and I think he's done a great job coming up with his own catchphrases, boom, boom, being one of them after each touchdown score. 23-0, 9.5 minutes remain in the first half. DuPage has 1 timeout remaining. The Tritons have 2, and the band is loud. Look at over there. Look how packed it is. Look at all that baby blue for the Triton homecoming today. Mother Nature must be cheering on the Tritons for homecoming today, too, with all this wind. It is rumbling in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Miles McCatherine back deep to return for the Chaps. Liam Wahey to kick off for the Tritons. 23-0, 9.5 minutes remain. Now, what's the over-under on the ball getting knocked down before the kickoff, before the end of the half? What's the betting line? If I were a betting man, I'd say it probably will get knocked over another time before Liam gets to kick it. That time it doesn't. 23-0. Uh-oh, muffs the return, got to jump on it. As he was looking for the ball like he couldn't find it. You know, I will say it's an awful bright day today. Awfully bright day. And I think maybe part of the issues from the returns and the snaps that DuPage has had, because they've had a handful now, is maybe the sun is getting in their eyes. 23-0. And there's not really a lot you can do for that. A lot of players like to wear those visors, but still, those you still have a glare when you wear those, as it doesn't work out in entirety for effect. Here we go, 23-0, 9 minutes and 28 seconds are on the clock. It's a 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line on the DuPage side. High snap, going to be handed off towards Sampson. .9:15 on the clock, and it's ticking. Oh, man, you've really started slow on offense if you're DuPage. You had a really nice run attack in the first quarter, but the Triton backers found a way to adjust and figure out what they're trying to do. It's a lot of zone work on the inside. They really like to press, get back to the line of scrimmage, and then decide where to go from there, where the hole is. Look around, you know. In the gun, 2nd and 9. Quarterback keeper, Suckup takes it as he'll be tackled by Rex Van Wy, his first tackle of the ball game. Eight and a half minutes remain. It's 3rd and 3. I hear Cody Schmidt was also there to get the tackle for the Tritons. 8 minutes and 15 seconds remain. 3rd and 3. DuPage has just converted on 3 third-down conversions so far. Here's to make it 4. Uh-oh, Williams is there, but he can't wrap up. Trying to blast outside. None of the Tritons can wrap up. They're just going to have to shove him out of bounds. Nice run. That's from the far side of me. I'm not for sure where they'll place the ball. It's going to be close. Okay, they give him 2 yards. It's 4th and 1. Ball is on the 30-yard line. And DuPage will show punt. 7 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Despite it being 4th and short, you're already back deep in your own end zone. You don't want to do what you did a moment ago and give the Tritons the ball to start in the red zone. Isaiah Hazlett's back deep from the 25-yard line. The kick is really high into the sky, getting down towards the 35 to the 30. Hazlett, really nice grab. Took a really awkward bounce. And Cavante Fowler was standing right over top of Isaiah Hazlett, too. There you go. 7 minutes and 15 seconds remain. The Tritons will take over on their own 32-yard line. Marker comes out. No tailback in this set. And I see George Sims returns. He was the injured player earlier. It's good to see him check back into the ballgame. Cal Weideman is in as a tailback. He's in the pistol. They'll send him in motion. Empty backfield for the Lone Ranger. Zach Marker steps up and takes it for himself. That's going to be a first down, it looks like. Ooh. Zach slid and almost with some contact to the head. You cannot tackle the quarterback when he slides down. Got to be very wary of that. And they're going to say that his backside hit the turf before the first down marker. So instead of a gain of 11 to where his feet were, they'll mark him on for a gain of 7. Empty backfield again. Marker's back to pass. He's going to have to evade the pressure. He rolls right. He looks for it. He keeps it for himself. One juke move. Got the job done. And it looks like he got it this time. That'll start off the Tritons with a first down. Ball is now on the 44-yard line for IC3. Empty backfield again. Marker stands alone. He fires quickly off to his right. Sends it down. Moves forward. Pickup of 11. Big gain for the Tritons. That was Zane Johnson, an Iowa native who got it done from West Des Moines, Iowa. That's the first reception I recall from Zane Johnson on the season. I'll have to check back at his stats to see where he stands right now. He stays in the ballgame as the X receiver. He's got Marker has trips towards his left side before he sends Weideman off to his right. Pump fake before he moves up. Weideman shows a stiff arm, moves forward. He's got wheels. Quarterback scramble for a gain of another 10+. Back-to-back Triton first downs, and they're approaching the red zone of the Chaps for the 5th time today. Marker going to stand alone again. It's working out to their favor every time they call this formation, so why change it up? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Marker rolls left. He looks downfield. He'll fire it short. Oh, broken tackle, and he's moving upfield. That one was a great play. Hauled in by Brian Davis. Brian Davis had a really nice outing against Ellsworth last week. He almost got 2 touchdown passes. I know he caught one for sure. I remember there was another one. He was heavily covered in the end zone on a short little slant route. 23-0, 5:05 on the clock, and it's ticking. Tritons want to go up by near 30 before the end of the first half. Jason Murray is in as the tailback in the gun. Play action pass. Oh, wide open to his left. He will find him, but the pass is off. George Sims puts his hands up like, come on, man. Come on. Hey, it's a windy day. I'm not going to blame the wind entirely. Zach Marker has been very accurate today. With that one, sometimes, I guess, just like in basketball, when you're too open, sometimes you get nervous and you miss that. And Sims was about as open as you can be, standing towards the left deep corner of the end zone. But that's okay. Sims and Marker laugh it off, and they get back to call the next play from a 2nd and 10. Handoff Murray. Inside zone, he works upside. That's going to be close to a first down, and I think they're going to give it to him. It should be 1st and goal, if not 3rd and inches. Goffert was the tackler on the last play. And they will place the ball down really close to the 3-yard line. And that's right where they would have needed to get for a first down. It's 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches. Ball is on the 3.5-yard line. Got a pistol look. They got 2 backs back there, actually. Washington is also in as a wing back, as you see him there. Sims just went on a motion. Handoff Jason Murray. He's plugged up. Wow, that's a great edge rusher they have. Lawan Hill, the true freshman. That's his 3rd tackle for loss on the day. Great stuff. So it was 3rd and inches. Now it's going to be 4th and 1. Got trips on the strong side of marker, 2 receivers on the back side of him. He's alone in the backfield. No tailbacks in the set, out to pass. They'll fire a slant. That one going towards Cal. Is that Cal? Can't tell. 8-4, that is Cal Weideman. Number 84, Cal Weideman gets his 2nd receiving touchdown on the day. That one good for a 4-yard slant route. 29-0 before the PAT. Congolo Buencamba goes out to kick it. 29-0. 3 minutes, 10 seconds remain. Here's Congolo's kick. It's up, and it's blocked again for the 2nd time in a row on a PAT. It was picked up by the Tritons, and he'll just be tackled down. Wow, the 2nd time. You don't see that happen often where it's back-to-back in a row. Yeah, maybe you can see it multiple times in a game, but back-to-back on PATs. Wow. 29-0, 3 minutes and 10 seconds remain. And that's huge that they keep getting that blocked PAT try. Because the Tritons, they've scored 4 touchdowns today, and they have a field goal to their name. So if they could have gotten a PAT each of those times and had that same field goal, you could have had a max of 31 points, which would be a 5-possession ball game. It stays as a 4-possession ball game because it's 29-0. Because all it would take now is 3 touchdown drives, one of them resulting in going for 2. It's a 4-possession ball game. And in 4 possessions, you can even take the lead with 30. 29-0, lining up for, oh, there you go. Who took the bet? I said it was going to knock over. Who took the bet? Liam Way going to have to reset the kickoff. Hey, man, I said that it was going to fall over. Should have had a money line going. 3 minutes, 10 seconds remain. 29-0, the wind is still strong in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Now, College of DuPage is in Illinois, near the windy city of Chicago. So this is something maybe more in their environment, something they're more used to. It does get windy in Iowa around this time, but today is really windy. Returned to the 35-yard line by Hayes, where he'll be tackled down by Rex Van Wy. We've seen 8 offensive drives so far, each of them scoreless for DuPage. Who will score first? Here would be the perfect spot to do so with just 3 minutes left in the first half. You got to get a score in sometime. Gavin Suckup stays out there. They got stacked trips on the inside to the strong side. They also have a tailback to the strong side of Suckup. As they isolate the lone receiver to the left. Handoff as he tries to bounce a counter to his right, then moves back upfield. That was a rush by number 25 that time. Shamari Brown on the carry. 2:55 on the clock. 1st and 10. Ball on the 49-yard line. Play action pass, and he's wrapped up by Deontay Bryant and Rex Van Wy. I'd give them both the sack there. I mean, it was too close. Brothers of Destruction getting there. Big sack. 2nd and 15. 2nd and 15 following the sack from Van Wy and Deontay Bryant. In the gun, they got trips to the strong side of Suckup. He looks to his strong side and will fire. There's a new receiver we haven't seen. That's number 8 that time, Andrew Ewald. No, excuse me, that's Miles McCatherine. Under 2 minutes remaining, 29-0. 3rd and 7 for the Chaps after the pickup of 8 off the short curl route. Doubles on the weak side of Suckup. There's a tailback in the set to the strong side hip of Suckup as well. skill. Rex Van Wy is huge. And to be able to still throw it while your legs are getting wrapped up like that, nearly had to do a 360 to throw it. Wow. Acrobatic throw from Suckup. That's a first down. And the timeout will be burned. Let's see what side it's on. Iowa Central takes the timeout. Each team has one timeout remaining. It's 29-0. Let's break down the scores. We've seen so far today, we got nothing on the Chaparral side, but together so far, this has been their most productive offensive drive. The opening touchdown was a 51-yard wheel route that sent from Zach Marker down to Cal Weideman. Following that, on the second drive of the ball game, we saw a 25-yard field goal by Kongolo Muwinkamba. Following that, we saw two turnover on downs by the Iowa Central Tritons, one inside the both of them inside the 5-yard line. One was on the 5-yard line, the other one on the 1-yard line. And then Desna Washington had a 25-yard fade route wide open in the end zone, thrown by Marker. And then we saw an 18-yard rushing touchdown by Walter Wilbin, and then a 4-yard slant route to Cal Weideman. He leads the touchdowns today with 2 receiving. Zach Marker has 4 through the air. 29-0, is this going to be a handoff? Making his way upfield. I just realized I said 4. I meant to say 3. My apologies on that. Zach Marker with 3 receiving touchdowns so far. And we got a Triton down. I think it's Jacob Camacho, number 2. He's grabbing at his ankle. Oh my gosh. It's been physical today. People are running hard into and out of the wind. You have to really adjust how you run and plant your feet down, because it's a lot harder running into the wind rather than with the wind. So, best case scenario is that this is just a cramp, which Guy Horn goes out to stretch out Jacob Camacho with the rest of the training staff. Montalto's out there too. And that last dink and dunk will get them inside the 25-yard line. The Chaps going to be in the red zone for the first time today. So they're still checking out Jacob Camacho as they get him to his base. And he's helped up. And he's going to be helped off to the sideline by training staff. Camacho's a great player for us. Never want to lose anyone, never want to see an injury out there, and I'll make sure to report to you if I see any change, if Camacho gets to come back in or not. But right now, as I see it, he's getting helped off. He's using both legs and not wobbling or hopping or anything. But he'll be sitting out for, I'd say, the next few plays, maybe the rest of the drive. 1:25 remaining in the first half. It's 29-0. So we get back to action here in Fort Dodge, Iowa. They got trips on the strong side and a lone receiver deep. Oh, and he beat him. He beat him. This could be a touchdown. No, it's overthrown by Suckup. Fade route intended for number 7 in Matthew Brown, and he had him beat. Luckily, it was overthrown. Well, now the wind is blowing into the south. I'm sure some College of DuPage fans could make the case that it was the wind that carried it, but you never know. 29-0. That incompletion will bring up a 2nd and 10, ball on the 21-yard line. Doubles on each side in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking over the middle of the field. He'll step up. Suckup on the move. He goes left. He's still on his feet. He's still going before he's shoved out of bounds by Elijah Graham. Elijah Graham and Fowler with a big hit out of bounds. Now, I just learned this not too long ago. The Fowlers are twins, and we got another Triton down. as he's now laying on the track. You never want to run on the track, and he looks like he's hurt. He was being forced out of bounds. When you're running out of bounds and you run into the track and field, you're not meant to run on the track and field with your cleats because you can really mess up your ankles and your legs and get some shin splints, and because that track and field, it doesn't pierce, the cleats doesn't pierce the turf, so it's tough. Really tough to be out there on that track and field. I should say the track and field doesn't get pierced by the cleats like they would on the turf. Now he'll get up, trying to see who that is. And I think that's Elijah Graham, who's our other starting safety. It is 2-7, that is Elijah Graham, so he'll be helped out of bounds. The Tritons playing defense inside the 10-yard line without both of their starting safeties. But like I was saying, I found out that there are twin boys on the defensive side of the ball. Both play cornerback for the Tritons. Kevonte Fowler and Keontae Fowler. I think for the first 2 or maybe 3 games home here, I probably gave Kevonte Fowler, who's our starting right cornerback, probably all the tackles that his brother also had. Now, he's subbed in as a slot cornerback and nickel cornerback role, not as much, but I probably gave him a little bit extra credit as one player. Being they wear the same, close to the same number in 22 and 24, forgive me there. 1 minute, 10 seconds remain. First and goal, ball on the 6-yard line. Handoff. Gets to the line of scrimmage. Rex Van Wy was there on the tackle, as I think the ball carrier got just one. Second and goal on the 5. In the gun, they got 2 wide receivers stacked on top of each other to the weak side and 2 spread wide on the right. Back to pass, looking to fire to a slant. Hits him right in the face mask. I believe that was Porter again. Yeah, it was. Third and goal. Ball's on the 5-yard line. Got trips on the far side. The tailback in the set is Spencer Zim. Excuse me, that's the Triton side. I was gonna say, that doesn't sound right. That's our Zim. Jamari Brown is the tailback in the set. Fakes the handoff before he rolls right. Throws it in there. Incomplete pass as it hits him right in the hip. And Matthew Brown was the intended receiver that time. Great defensive stand for the Iowa Central Tritons. DuPage, they try to go through the air when the Tritons are without both of their starting safeties. That's probably what I do too, try to attack them throughout the air. But here comes the kick. Going for a field goal now, number 88. Joshua Winslow. This will be a 27-yard try. Hits off the post. Did it go on inside? Oh, they're saying it did. Wow, it ricocheted on the inside of the left post. So that's the first score for DuPage, a 27-yard field goal from Josh Winslow. There's 27 seconds remaining in the rest of the first half. The Tritons lead it 29-3. It's just a 3-possession ball game. All DuPage would have to go is score 3 touchdowns and get 2 two-point conversions to go their way and make the PAT. Down only by 26. Got to keep your foot on the pedal if you're Iowa Central. (29-3), 27 seconds remain. Back deep to return for the Tritons. I see Trevor Isaac and Isaiah Heislett. Kick is up, and it's going towards Hazlitt, who will field it from the 2-yard line. Passes the 15, the 20, the 25 before he is wrapped up at his shoelace on the 27-yard 21. Tackle made that time by 51. Andrew King with the tackle. 21 seconds remain in the first half. 29-3. See what the Tritons come out in. Each team only has one timeout remaining. Tritons have been effective throughout the air, but you can run it out here if you'd like to. No need to force anything. In the gun. Twin receivers on each side. Back to pass, looking right before he goes short left. Picked up for 30, 35. Pickup of nearly 10. That was Walter Wilbon with the reception, and a defensive player got it out of bounds. DuPage is saying they have it, but the refs are saying no. Out of bounds already. They'll give him 9 yards on the swing pass. 2nd and 1, 15 seconds remaining, and the clock stopped at 15, but they'll resume it once the refs get set. A marker gets a man off sides, free play. Oh, come on. Is it on the offense? Ah, that could have been a free play. That would have been huge. 29-3 is a score. This could really impact it here. Ah! They'll call offsides on the defense. Now, if that would have been a false start, they would have kept the play alive. And if I was Zach Marker, I'd say, go deep! Because if you go deep, I mean, it's a free play, really. You automatically get 15 yards if it's a false start, but with it being just called a offsides on the defense, then it's just 10. Still great. 1st and 10 from the 41. 15 seconds remain, each team with one timeout remaining. Wilbon is in motion. Looking in the shallow flats. He's going to roll to his right. A flag is thrown. Marker keeps it for himself. Looks to find a block. He doesn't, but he makes a man miss and gets to the 40-yard line. Holding on the offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. Make that 10 from the spot of the foul. Those are plays that are automatically 5 yards, but if you do it when you're back to pass, then you just throw it where it is the spot of the foul, and that's going to lose them 10 yards. 1st and 20, 6 seconds remain. Marker's in the pistol. There's not a receiver set on the line of scrimmage on the left side of the hash. Hogue is lined up as a tight end, and they just run the football. Wilbon on the carry does a good job at staying on his feet and milking down the rest of the clock. 29-3 is the halftime score. I tell you what, I'll break down the scores, and then we'll throw it to a break. 29-3, the scores we saw. Just one field goal from the 8th drive for College of DuPage. It was a 27-yard field goal made by Josh Winslow for the Iowa Central Tritons, who scored the rest of them. We opened up on the second play of the ball game on offense with a 51-yard wheel route to Cal Weideman, and then Kongolo Muwanakamba had a 25-yard field goal for the Tritons. Following that, we saw 2 turnover on downs, a great defensive stand from the College of DuPage. One on the 5-yard line, the other one on the 1-yard line on DuPage's side. So that's one thing the Tritons can improve on heading into the second half, is being more efficient in the red zone, something that they also struggled with against Ellsworth. Following that, the next touchdown was a 25-yard dot to Desna Washington, and then an 18-yard rushing touchdown by Walter Wilbin. Following that, the final touchdown we saw was a 4-yard slant route to Cal Weideman. 29-3 is your halftime score. We'll pick up with the play-by-play commentary heading into the second half. This is Hank Ambrose for Triton Nation. Thank you. I lost like all my papers, so I lost a lot. Oh yeah, this is my third year with the Tritons.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. You say the right stuff. It's unbelievable, you know. I mean, not unbelievable. It's just I've never heard it say. And then who's keeping your stats?
I do that myself.
So nobody's talking to you anymore?
No. What?
Yeah, no, you
Dance team. Our Triton Spirit teams are excited to once again work together for performances during homecoming events this year. Iowa Central Cheer is excited to be hosting their 16th annual Triton Challenge coming up on October 23rd. The Triton Dancers are hard at work preparing for the Iowa College Dance Team Championships at the beginning of December. Today, both teams will perform together in a combined routine accompanied by the Triton Marching Band, playing a popular college football stadium anthem from the band Green Day. It's Holiday. Triton Marching Band to the sarcastic, popular song by Olivia Rodrigo. This is Good For You.
Triton Nation, welcome back to your second half coverage of Triton Nation as we're taking a look down on the field in Fort Dodge, Iowa. I'm Hank Ambrose. I'll be with you the rest of today. It's Iowa Central homecoming week. We had festivities. We had a volleyball game for homecoming week. We got the football game today. But after today, on a Sunday, matter of fact, which is different than what we're usually used to, then homecoming is over. We are delighted to invite College of DuPage down, who is ranked at #1 in Division III football. Frequently, they end up in their national championship game and their state, I keep saying state, their national playoff appearances. Really, really great program down for College of DuPage. Simply, though, the Iowa Central Tritons have just gotten the better of DuPage early on. I'd say that both teams have shot themselves into the foot to a degree, but DuPage more. They have had 5 personal fouls in the first half, those amounting to 15 to 25 yards each. And as you know it, you get 2 personal fouls as a single player, and then you're thrown out of the game. So you got to have to watch it. It's been a very physical ball game, and I was not expecting that. I really wasn't, especially because of how physical last week was for the Tritons against Ellsworth. I was thinking that the Tritons would find a way to dial it down a little bit. Now, you can't control what your opponent does, of course, but no, they have been ground and pound. Here's the return for the Iowa Central Tritons. That looks like it's number 43, Branson Peters out of Mason City, Iowa. It was number 43 who caught it near the 35, returned it another 3 yards. The Tritons will start on their own 36-yard line. 29-3, 15 minutes remain, and are on the clock in the third quarter. For the Iowa Central Tritons, Zach Marker had 3 touchdowns through the air, but now they're going to switch up at quarterback. Here comes Justin Silverstein, who's a walk-on football player, who was the main sub for Zach Marker when he was injured off of the first home game of the season. So to begin, they will hand off to Jaden Washington. He'll be blasted by 23. That's Joseph Holmes, the starting outside linebacker, who got to Jaden Washington first. Possibly, Zach didn't get injured to close out the first half, but possibly they're just trying to rest him. They don't want that lingering injury to come back because it has been a little spotty coming back within the past few games since he has been recovered. So I like this idea of having a new guy come in Silverstein. Justin Silverstein throws over the middle of the field. That time he hit Isaiah Hazlitt, who does a spin move, put him on a spin cycle, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, but that might be it. When he originally caught the ball, it was about 3 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. It'll be interesting to see where they put him. Today, the refs have been quite fair on where they've spotted the ball when it has came down to forward progress or not. And they'll give him a nice call here. A gain of 4, so now it'll be a 3rd and 9 when it was just a 2nd and 13. 29-3, 13:45 on the clock. 3rd and 9, ball on the 36. Shotgun formation, got twin receivers on each side, doubled up. There is a deep safety out on the field for DuPage. Silverstein roams to his left. He'll keep it for himself. He's got burners, too. He gets to the 50 before he waltzes out of bounds. Justin Silverstein has a fantastic story as well as so many players do on this Iowa Central football team. Silverstein is a walk-on quarterback for the Iowa Central Tritons. And for the past 2 seasons, he was like the practice team quarterback, running the scout offense against the #1 defensive starters for Iowa Central. That's a big inside handoff for Jaden Washington, the 3rd-year back. But anyway, I was going to say how Silverstein got an opportunity after we had a few of our quarterbacks get injured. Came in, and he was really impressive. He was a really highly recruited baseball player coming out of high school. As a shortstop, he had a full ride to Western Kentucky that ended up coming to Iowa Central instead to pursue football. Now that's a big pass down towards, I believe that was Jamarian Wheeler on the slip screen. It's 29-3, under 13 minutes to play, and the Tritons have put it in cruise control. In the pistol, they got twins stacked on each side. Kyle Whiteman now in as a wing back. It looks like they're going to motion him out more into a trips role. Yeah. So Hazlitt will stand in as the slot receiver. Doubles now as they got a lone backfield. Completely new switch up. Coach Montalto sees something that he likes. They'll fire for the end zone. That's a touchdown. Fantastic adjustment by Coach Mintalto and Coach Minicue as the head coach and the offensive coordinator to tell Justin Silverstein to make it an empty backfield look out of a gun with a wingback in formation originally. Jamarian Wheeler will have a about 13-yard receiving touchdown, which is near over the middle of the field. Wheeler was due for a touchdown. He was targeted in the end zone once earlier today. And here's a new place kicker now for the Tritons. Usually see him as the kickoff man. It's Liam Wahey who lines up for the PAT. The kick is up, and it's good. The score now is 36-3. That drive lasted just 6 plays long, 2.5 minutes long. Originally started on the 33-yard line on the Triton side. That Triton band is still loud. It's a great day to be a Triton. It's homecoming week as they are on top of the Division III football program, the top dog in Division III in College of DuPage, 36-3. DuPage is a nice crowd in today as well as they come from Illinois, near the windy city of Chicago. Wahey will be the kickoff man as well, it looks like. Still super windy if you can't tell here in Fort Dodge, Iowa. You can see by the trees moving back there, and if you can see the field goal posts, the flags on there, and the flag out there in the north end zone, it's really blowing hard. 36-3. I bring that up because twice the ball was knocked over before Wahey could kick it off. I wonder how many times it'll get knocked over this half. Miles back deep to return. He's got a nice return, makes it to the 41-yard line before he's brought down. 1st and 10 for the Chaps. "12 minutes, 21 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. Let's see if we see a switch up on offense for DuPage. They keep their quarterback out on the field in Gavin Suckup, as he was not the starting quarterback to begin this season. They had a similar situation with their starting quarterback getting out in Max General. Was a really efficient passer. Now that we've seen him step up, he's done a fair job today. Despite the score, it's a lot closer than it looks, 36-3. Nice tackle that time. That one from Brian Lively, 36-3, 12 minutes remaining, 2nd and 10. I joked with Brian earlier in practice this week. I asked him any relation to Blake, the famous actor and singer. Nope. So if anyone was wondering from the broadcast from last week, nope, no relation, just double checking. Deep pass sent all the way down to the 10 slot receiver, Vince Brown, but that's going to be off. On the coverage that time was, I have 21 and 22. The 22 is Cavante Fowler. 36-3, 11 minutes and 40 seconds remain. That's Daryl Matcham, number 21, who made that last stop on defense. 36-3, 11:40 on the clock. It's 3rd and 10. They had a really poor first half for their 3rd down conversions, and it looks like they'll start the second half the same way. Getting wrapped up by the 4-2 on the Triton side. That's Blake Whaley, the starting defensive end for the Iowa Central Tritons. Gets his first tackle in a little while. Loss of 4. It's 4th and 14 now. Here's another 3 and out. Shown from DuPage. "11 minutes and 5 seconds remain. The kick is up. Hazlitt will field it near the 27. He makes a pass of 35. Wow, he's going to really run backwards. Coaches don't like this, but let's see if he can pull it off. Hazlitt breaks outside and makes his way back to the 35-yard line where a flag is thrown. That takes an iron gut from Hazlitt to run straight backwards on a kick return. Granted, I get the lead is what it is. Hazlitt is really quick, got great wheels, but a lot of coaches do not like that running backwards. Coach Mann is the linebacker coach and the special teams coach. I wonder how Coach Mann will have to say about that, what he'll have to say about that. There's a flag on the play. Happened when he made it to the other side, possibly on the return team. Thinking a block in the back, maybe. I missed exactly what it is, but that's one of the most common things we see on kickoff punt returns. 36-3. The head officials are still talking it over. Still going, still talking it over. Oh, man. They are lining up to move it. Two flags, both on the return team. First one is holding on George Sims, and then a legal blindside block by Kevontae Fowler. So that's going to lose. That's going to make the Tritons lose a big sum of yards. Originally, he would have been down at about the 33-yard line. They'll move Iowa Central back to at the 13, it looks like. I think I see the 13. So a loss of 20 from that last personal foul. That's our starting cornerback. We really can't lose him. Both teams, a lot of personal fouls on each side. Got to do better about that. 36-3. Silverstein with a play action, rollout pass. He steps up to evade pressure. He's got wheels. He's on his feet. He's moving, looking for a first down and more. And that's what he gets before he gets tabletopped by two defenders. That was Jordan Rice Reno that was there on the tackle as he got him heading out of bounds, a starting defensive tackle. 36-3, 10:35 on the clock. In the pistol, doubles on the far side. Handoff. He's going to be plugged up right as he got the ball. That was Jason Murray on the carry. And it looks like a loss of yards. Let's see how courteous the refs are in giving him forward progress. They're saying he lost just one. 2nd and 11. And that's pretty good for getting tackled right as you got the handoff. A lot of times you can expect like a 5-yard loss in that situation. Murray and Washington and Wilbin are all power backs. 9:50 on the clock and it's ticking. 36-3. Murray goes in motion. Here's a throw over the head towards Desna Washington as he hauls it in. Desna does what Desna does as he is still on his feet moving forward, gets past the 40-yard line on the DuPage side. Wow. He caught that over the head of that defensive back. That defensive back being number 28, Ty Stewart, and he held on for dear life. He's a guy that so many Iowa Central fans can't wait to see him at the Division I level for FBS football. More than likely, I follow his Twitter and see all the offers that he gets. Desna Washington has been a stable player for the Tritons for the past 3 seasons. There's a throw now down towards Trevor Isaac. We do have a DuPage player down. 36-3, 9 minutes and 13 seconds remain. The injured player does get up. It looks like it was number 95 or 96. It was 95, Jaquel Reese. A D tackle for the Chaps. 36-3, 9 minutes and 15 seconds remain. I do see Zach Marker out there. He's holding up a big sign as he joins the huddle. they'll have an offensive breakdown and maybe see some more substitutions throughout this game. That's a good thing about homecoming. If you get a nice lead built on, then everyone gets to get a shot in. Oh, I didn't even notice there's a flag on the play, but they say that the previous play is under review. We're currently sitting on a 1st and 10 situation. But by where the refs are standing and where their toes are pointed, it looks like this one might be coming back against the Tritons. But I was going to say about Zach Marker, I also noticed his helmet's off, so I'm going to say you can probably expect him to rest the rest of the ball game. (36-3), 9 minutes and 13 seconds remain. A very sunny day out. I'm going to try to pull up for my weather app what exactly the wind is blowing at. It's got to be still up in 20 miles per hour, I'd say. It's blowing hard. I got 18 miles per hour currently. Wind blowing now into the southeast. To begin the game, it was blowing into the north, and I'd even say the northwest around 10 o'clock. Now it's going into the southeast, which really that's too bad for Iowa Central, who got to elect where they wanted to go with the wind to begin the ball game, because DuPage won the coin toss and received the kick in the first half. Now in this situation, it doesn't matter. It's just such a windy day. It's going all over the place. The play, I guess, is still under review. Not for sure what they're talking about. We're thinking 1st and 10, but it might be 2nd and 1. Or possibly even just remaining as a 1st down and 20 or 15. I missed exactly what happened, to be quite honest with you. This is a good time for the Iowa Central Tritons, though, to get some water and get some stretches over on the sideline, if you can see that. Tritons have had a very productive day today. Cal Weideman leads it in receiving touchdowns. He's got 2 receiving touchdowns on the day. One was a 51-yard pass sent to him off of a wheel route. Another one, a 4-yard slant. Desmond Washington also has about a 25-yard receiving touchdown. And here out come the refs. And to wrap up with my scoring breakdown, Walter Wilbin had an 18-yard rushing touchdown. Marion Wheeler. Personal foul, targeting on the defense. That's half the distance to the goal and an automatic 1st down, and that's going to take out that player of the ball game. Wow. And that's 21, I believe. Yeah, that's 21 taken out of the ball game. That's Justin Jadeko. Excuse me, Jadeko. So now DuPage is without their starting cornerback, who started on the right side of the field. 36-3, 9 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. College of DuPage is not playing their brand of football today. Coming into this game, we were expecting them to be the most disciplined team we've seen all season long, which they have been very disciplined at the line of scrimmage, but these personal fouls have killed DuPage. George Sims with a wide receiver screen will get in for a 14-yard receiving touchdown. Here you go, Georgie boy. $14-yard receiving touchdown off a wide receiver screen from George Sims. Earlier I was recapping the other scores. I left off with Jamarian Wheeler. He had a 13-yard receiving touchdown as well. It was like a mini post route. on the left side of the field. Here's Liam Wahey for the PAT. It's 42-3 currently. This is to make it a 40-point game. There's a kick, and it's good. 43-3. There you go. Iowa Central have the league big time for homecoming week. 43-3, 9 minutes and 4 seconds remain in the rest of the third quarter. Now, if the Tritons keep their lead of over 35 points to begin the fourth quarter, it will be continuous clock. That's the official ruling. If anyone is wondering about when does continuous clock play a factor. So if you're DuPage, you have a lot of time to bring that within 35 points, because if you still can keep on battling throughout that fourth quarter, you're going to want it to not be on continuous clock, because then the game can literally be over in 15 minutes. 43-3, DuPage has to get on the board. And they just need one touchdown to bring it within 35 points. It actually would be sitting at a 33-point lead for the Tritons if they get a touchdown this drive. Here's the kickoff from Wahey. There's that band getting funky. Love to see it. Wahey with a big kick. Gets it down towards the 15-yard line. Miles with the return. He breaks outside towards the left hash. Tackled in that time by number 43. That's Branson Peters out of Mason City, Iowa. We talked last week about how important games for the Iowa Central Tritons are against conference rivals between Ellsworth, which is just located in Iowa Falls, Iowa, or Iowa Western, located in Council Bluffs, Iowa. They're huge because you want to win those local kids around that North Iowa area or Central Iowa area. Mason City is definitely within that conversation, and that's a player that Iowa Central has won within the past few seasons while playing the Reavers and Panthers. 43-3, under 9 minutes to play. They keep Suckup in the ball game. They hand off to a halfback stretch. That's Lawan Miller on the tackle. It's going to be a 3-yard loss. 2nd and 13 for IC3. Lawan Miller got some playing time last season. This season he's got more of a prominent role, and he has been phenomenal. Now, if you've noticed, I haven't been saying Dakari Randall. He is out today, as he's been out for a little while. He's been dealing with an injury of his own, but I tell you what, he showed up to every single practice as he should and has been a vocal leader. I can hear him on the sideline throughout the game today and the game last week against Ellsworth. Dakari, just one of the main leaders of this football program. 43-3, trying to bounce it outside. That time tackled by Rex Van Wy. Oh, I also notice Elijah Graham has checked back into the ball game. He's wearing that number 27 for the Iowa Central Tritons. He left the game earlier with an injury. He forced a running back out of bounds from the DuPage side when they were inside the 10-yard line, and he ran so far he ended up on the track in field. And we know with those cleats, they don't sink into that mesh of the track and field. So it looked like he got some shin splints, but it's good to see him now. Jacob Camacho, who's the other safety, the other starting safety who was injured earlier, I have yet to see him return to the ball game. Devontae Fowler on the coverage that time. You see he got right under the shoulder pads. Nice play made. That's against Matthew Brown, who is the intended receiver. 4th and 9, 7 minutes and 29 seconds remain. And once again, unfortunately, I lost my first half drive chart, but we're in the neighborhood of about 5 or 6 punts, all of them coming off of 3 and outs from DuPage. And that's just no productivity. Iowa Central Tritons have completely shut down their offense. They've had one drive that resulted them ending up in the Iowa Central red zone. Almost punched it in, but the Tritons had a great goal line stand, which led to just a field goal. 43-3, 7.5 minutes remain. If you're DuPage, you're going to have to play stellar defense and offense all the way through. And like I said, that continuous clock is huge. You need to score before the fourth quarter to bring it within 35 points. because trying to mount a comeback on continuous clock is near to impossible. And here's a new switch up at quarterback for the Iowa Central Tritons. Omarion Bartlett comes out onto the field. And to his right hip in the pistol is Walter Wilbin, who gets the handoff, finds a tackle. Look at them sled dogs. Wow, 7:15 for the Iowa Central Tritons as they get another Triton first down. I say sled dogs because that's exactly what they are. They push and move and move and move, always in front of the running backs. Justice Clegg has done such a great job as the offensive line coach for the Iowa Central Tritons. For the entirety that he's been here and that I've been able to watch the Tritons, they are really something to be proud of. That time they set the heat and got him for a tackle for loss. Getting there first was number 29. That's Denarius Shaw. That'll be a loss of 3, maybe 4. It is 4. 2nd and 14. The ball's now on the 36-yard line over on the DuPage side. They have 2 deep safeties. DuPage hasn't really switched up their defense. They've been sticking to that 4-3 look. Firing over the middle of the field. That one just short. Intended for Brian Davis. Brian Davis, who's been looking really good, really solid these past 2 weeks as well. Davis is a guy that's due for a touchdown. Almost had one earlier. 3rd and 14, 43-3. Bartlett and his boys in blue will send Wadman in motion. Pump fake and a halfback draw. That's going to send down Walter Wilbin, who will move forward. Let's see where they place him. It's out of my line of sight. Ended up on a dog pile. Looks like it's going to be a gain of about 6, maybe 7. Here's a 4th down and 8. Well, they'll give him. They will give him that 8. So it's actually a 4th and 7. Generous call from the referee, giving that in there. 4th and 7. The ball's on the 29-yard line, and the offense is looking like they are going to go for it. Trips to the weak side of Bartlett and a lone receiver. Well, he was standing lone. Now Cal Weideman goes in motion. Bartlett is back to pass, looking right, firing for the end zone to Cal Weideman, and he can't get there in time. Nice coverage that time by 27. I think that's Shaw again, is it? No, that's actually Guy Gross on the coverage. Guy Goss. So that 4th down conversion doesn't work out in favor of Iowa Central. First and 10. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remain. Here's Suckup with the read option. He's got room to run. Tries to cut it upfield where 3 Triton defenders were there. Getting him first was Logan Williams, the linebacker. Made it to the 36-yard line, pickup of 7. 2nd and 3 for DuPage. Fight, Tritons fight. 5:15 on the clock. .505 on the clock. It's 43-3. They'll spread out 2 receivers wide on the backside of Suckup and another lone receiver to his right in the shotgun. They'll send it. It's a little off the backside. Really nice catch. Great run after the catch. Oh, my goodness. 25, great play. That's Shamari Brown who made the catch and run after catch. The ball was thrown a little behind Shamari Brown, but he made a great adjustment, going for the catch and then running with the football. We see so many guys at the middle school, high school level, even see it in the college and NFL level. I mean, so many guys that try to run with the football before hauling in the catch. That time, it's a perfect example of why you got to catch the ball first, then find room to run. Shamari Brown does just that before the line of scrimmage and picks up another 5 yards for a first down on the Chaparral side. 4 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. That was just the first first down for the Chaps in the second half, matter of fact, from my knowledge. There's another run from Suckup, who brings it close to the first down marker. It's a gain of 8. 2nd and 2, 4 minutes remaining. And Iowa Central, yeah, they're giving up a lot of yards right now, but that's okay. Keep it on the ground. That's what they're wanting them to do. They don't want them to come within 35 points. They want to keep continuous clock going on, starting off the fourth quarter. Look at Big Porter sent out there at nose tackle. He's coming in for a rush, sends the blitz, but a screen pass as they evade pressure. He's running out towards his right side. That time it's number 18. Parker Bryant on the catch. And Parker Bryant is the man I didn't have listed earlier, who actually came in at quarterback for a play when they went for a quarterback draw, when they were within their own 1 yard line. Looks like predominantly he's kind of like a Cal Weidman type role, mixed at wide receiver, tight end. You can call that a flex. Doubles on the back side of Suckup. He's got a lone man out deep to his right. Pump fake before the inside draw. He'll be wrapped up that time by Lawan Miller and Porter. Second and 8, 2 minutes and 40 seconds remain. It's 43-3. Suckup in the gun. They're showing more of a tighter spread for their receivers. They're bunched up. Back to pass, looking left. Rolling to his right. He evades some tacklers. He's still put on a spin move towards the line of scrimmage, and he's going to have a pickup of 2. Really nice carry that time by Suckup, as he had to find the opening. Tritons did a great job at crashing, just didn't finish the play, didn't execute. 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. It's 43-3. It was Lawan Miller again with the stop. Lawan Miller, he has 3 tackles in this third quarter. Shotgun. Tight end in the set. Twins on the weak side. Read option. Quarterback keeper trying to hurdle Fowler. That's not going to work out well. That's Kevante's twin brother, Keontae Fowler. Looks like he's spending some time in at safety, filling in for Jacob Camacho at free safety, and as well as a slot cornerback. It's another first down for Suckup in the Chaparrals, but wow. Those hurdles, very impressive, but those are so risky, because you don't have anything on the ground. All of your body weight is in the air, and an athletic freak is coming straight at you and getting blasted. I mean, it takes some guts to do that. Here's a wide receiver screen into the weak side flat. Going to try to get it towards the line of scrimmage. That's Bryant on the reception again. Let's see where they give it to him at.
Made by a host of Tritons.
I saw Deontay Bryant, Lawan Miller, and Elijah Graham, the 3 to get there first. 30 seconds remain in quarter number 3. Here's a 2nd and 11. His knee must have touched just short of the line of scrimmage. Coach Conley, defensive coordinator, making a defensive adjustment out there. Look at the 5-stack press. There's no deep safety, all lined up in an Iowa State defensive look, firing over the middle of the field. Great decision by DuPage to try to get the Tritons off guard, firing right over top of them when they don't have a deep free safety. But that time there was too much pressure there. And why was there pressure? Well, when you send down those 5 backers to come in and rush and already have the 3 in front of them on the defensive line that haven't been stopped nearly once today, then you're probably going to have an incomplete pass. That's what happened there. It's 3rd and 11, 3 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. They got a twin look out to the right side of Suckup in the pistol before they send a man in motion. Back to pass before he steps up. He will dink it down to Bryant. Bryant will have a first down and more. Uh-oh, we got it looks like an offensive lineman down. His helmet has came off. He is sitting on his knee now. It looks like he's okay. It's number 75 of the offense. So Cam Jackson got injured on the play, who's in at right tackle. Now, he got up to his own power. Looks like he's okay. Did get checked for an injury. But since his helmet came off, he will have to sit out a play. And that is really, really tough. And it's going to be inside the 10-yard line. It's a 1st and goal. Ball will be marked on the 8. And, well, coming out of this 3rd quarter break, it's 43-3, and just like how I was preaching for DuPage, all of the 3rd quarter, you need to score before the 4th quarter, before the start of it, because right as that whistle blows, it'll be continuous clock the rest of the way through. And using common sense, you know you don't want to give that up, that continuous clock, to try to come back, because it would just make things 1,000 times more difficult. But if you can score off of the first play of the 4th quarter, then you might be standing solid. Otherwise, you can expect continuous clock if they get shut down. And that continuous clock goes for everything besides kickoffs and extra points. 43-3. 15 minutes are on the clock. This is the biggest play for DuPage today on offense. Easily is. Tritons are showing man coverage. 4 pressed on the defensive line. Lone Ranger back there in Suckup. 2 to his left, 3 to his right, rolls to his right, trying to make a man miss, and he still scrambles as he tries to go outside. Getting the tackle was twin brother Keontae Fowler. And there's that continuous clock. 14:45 on the clock currently, and it's just going to keep ticking here. 43-3. Have to score this drive. You cannot settle for a field goal. DuPage with an empty backfield. Back to pass, looking left, he will fire, and it's off, too far to the left. That time it was intended for Miles McCatherine on a 5-yard out route. And they're going to send Demetrius Walker out as he was in that last play. He was the man in coverage. 3rd and goal. .14 on the clock. Here we go. In the gun. Got trips to the right, back to pass. He'll fire to the left. Fader out. Great defensive coverage. That was the best SWAT I've seen all season long. That time it was Keontae Fowler. The twin defensive backs for the Iowa Central Tritons, the twin brothers, have gotten it done for the past 3 plays in a row. It started with Keontae, then went back to Keontae, and then Keontae Fowler made the best SWAT I've seen. Was not looking at it. It was a fade route. It was do or don't for College of DuPage, and now they sit with a 4th and goal inside their 10-yard line. That was a great play. I can't emphasize that enough. Especially if you would have had too much contact since you weren't looking at the ball. Could have been called as a defensive pass interference. Fantastic work. And once again, It's a Fowler brother. That time it was Keontae Fowler. The twin Fowler brothers got it done inside the 10-yard line, covering each and every one of those defensive plays. Wow. Mama Fowler has to be proud back at home. 14:05 on the clock. I see that the Fowler boys are from Belle Glade, Florida. So if Mama Fowler, if you're listening in all the way from Florida, congrats to you. Both your boys made a huge play today. Towards the end of the ball game. 14:05 on the clock, 43-3. Here's Omarion Bartlett as he's starting back in his own end zone. Back to pass, he'll fire it short. Excuse me. Pass intended for Jace Weideman, who is Cal Weideman's brother. Jace is a 2-year tight end for the Iowa Central Tritons. (43-3), both of the Weideman boys from the Des Moines area. Jace is from Rowan, Iowa. Cal actually went to high school in Omaha, Nebraska, but ended up meeting up with his cousin here in Fort Dodge. 43-3, 13:45. That's Nurk Sturgill who brought down Jaden Washington on the carry. Here's a 3rd and 10 for the Baby Blue. Trips to the weak side and a lone receiver spread out to the right. In the pistol, the back to pass, looking left. Uh-oh, gotta find your marker. Tried to fire that time for 13 and Brian Davis, but he just can't hold on. The ball got to his left hand, but with him being a right, he just couldn't suck it on. Here's the 4th and 10, looks like a 3 and out. I see some new DuPage players warming up on the sideline, possibly going to see a switch up at quarterback. I'll let you know exactly what I see. I see Peyton O'Laughlin is warming up, as well as Fred Ferrati for DuPage. Here are the Tritons in punt formation. It's Ty Stewart who's back deep for the Chaparrals. And here's the punt. Big punt. That's going to go back. It did hit him. If the Tritons would have jumped on it, they would have recovered it, and it would have been Triton ball to the 40, 45, 50. Ty Stewart with a really nice return. Is that Colton Hogue? Yeah, it's Colton Hogue, our starting tight end, who almost was there to get the tackle near the 40-yard line, but Stewart made his way past the 50. He'll start near the 45. And it looks like there will be a change-up at quarterback. Coming in is Peyton O'Laughlin for DuPage. DuPage has some looks earlier on this season. I can give you his stats in a little bit here. Actually, I think my DuPage notes flew away. I think this wind took it. I was checking in pregame, though, looking over their stats, because similar to Iowa Central, they've used 4 quarterbacks this season because of injuries to their starting quarterback. And from what I remember, O'Laughlin has played in 3 games this season, has started in none of them, but has played in 3. Knowing that it's the 5th game of the season, you can see where the starting quarterback got injured in that 2nd game. 2nd and 9, 12:25 on the clock, in the gun, with doubles off to the strong side. There's a wing back in formation as well. Handoff. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He possibly did, as that was Young on the carry. On the tackle that time for the Tritons, I have Xavion Reese from Lafayette, Indiana. 12 minutes remaining in quarter number 4. And it's looking very good for the Iowa Central Tritons homecoming day. 43-3. Pistol formation, got doubles on the strong side. Same formation we saw a moment ago. Only difference is there's a wide receiver spread out to the left, as they've switched the wing back out there for him. Got me. Thought it was a handoff. It's a play action pass. Wow. Lasering it outside. Are they going to give it to him? They might. The ref has placed his foot down. I think they're going to give it to him. If they do, it's going to be either a first down or and inches. It's going to be a fourth down and inches. That was a great throw from O'Laughlin. And an even better catch. McCatherine was the one that brought it in. 43-3, 11 minutes on the clock here in quarter number 4. Trying to get the Tritons to jump off, false start. Running now with it. Great tackle from Blake Whaley. Blake Whaley gets the tackle. Followed by Brian Lively. 11 minutes on the clock, and that's a turnover on downs. Iowa Central going to take over on their own 34-yard line now, 1st and 10. One thing to note is this has also not been a game of field position either. Iowa Central has had better field position throughout the contest, but DuPage has had fine field position. It's not like theirs has been terrible. Yes, 2 times they've had to start inside their own 5-yard line, but that was coming off of a turnover on downs, which is favorable. There's a new quarterback in for the Iowa Central Tritons. Gonna have to check on who that is. Look at the number. Wow, big run. Jaden Washington breaks outside. That's Jay Wow for you.
Forced out of bounds.
He'll be forced out of bounds on the 35-yard line. So a gain of 30 yards from Jay Wow. In at quarterback is Bryce Aspengren. Bryce Aspengren, a freshman quarterback out of Polk City, Iowa. Here's Aspengren in the gun. Then Weideman in motion. He's back to pass, gonna have to roll right. He's got a lot of pressure. He fires an out route. New receiver making the catch out there. Tyler Schenkelberg from Sergeant Bluff, Iowa, makes the catch out of bounds. A gain of 7 off the out route. It'll be a 2nd and 3. Second and 3 for the Tritons. They got doubles on the weak side. Weideman in as a blocking back. Inside zone for Washington. He bounces outside and runs up towards the 20-yard line. Ten minutes on the clock in the 4th quarter, and the band is still loud and proud, dancing away with the cheerleaders and dancers on the Triton side. Pistol formation, doubles on the weak side. Aspengren will hand off to Washington, a spin move before he makes it for about a 5-yard gain. Here comes a sub now for DuPage. Lawan Hill will be subbed in. Comes in for Vince Brown. 9.5 minutes remain. 43-3. In the pistol. Doubles on the weak side. Going to be a handoff for Washington. He breaks outside. He's looking up middle of the field. He will be dragged down before getting the Iowa Central Triton first down.
Going to change for another Triton. First down.
Shout out Brownie up at the PA booth. Does such a great job with all of our home athletics for the Tritons. Keep it alive out on the field. 9 minutes remaining. As there's a curl route now. That one looking like it was. Did he catch that? Oh, he did. Wow. Great catch. I was thinking that was incomplete. But they're saying he caught it. That was Tyler Schenkelberg again. Off now to Jaden Washington. He makes his way upfield and crosses the 5-yard line. Ends up on the 4. They may give him the 3. It'll be a 3rd and goal. 8.5 minutes remain. 3rd and goal from the 2. Austin Burgers back to pass. Fires for Jace Weideman. It's deflected, that time by Guy Goss. That's his 2nd deflection towards the end zone on the day. Earlier, he had another one when he was working against Desna, Washington. Talk about a tough task. Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. It's against number 55 of the Tritons. It's Simon Wilson. Simon Wilson coming in, just getting a little too excited. It's homecoming week. Everyone's excited, I get it, but you don't need those personal fouls against your team. Now that's going to set the Tritons up even farther back. This one going to be closer to about a 35-yard field goal. If you take in consideration to the field being about 15 yards deep, the ball is on about the 18-yard line. So yeah, this is looking to be about a 35-yard field goal. Actually, they're kicking it from the 25, so make that 40. Longest field goal of the day. This one for Liam Wahey. Kick is up. And it's good. 40-yard field goal will get right through. 46-3, 8 minutes and 2 seconds remain in quarter number 4. The Iowa Central Tritons have been putting it on high pressure against DuPage all day long. It is always good to see the subs, though, that come in, especially during homecoming week, getting everyone or as close to everyone involved as possible. That's what it's about. Celebrating, being proud of your alma mater and being an Iowa Central Triton. You can tell that's what's going on in the stands on the home side today. (46-3), 8 minutes remain. I hear from the DuPage sideline they're missing one player out on the field. And they are. They have just 10. The officials are lucky that they're holding him off. They don't always do that, especially in the 4th quarter. Lucky enough for DuPage, they let them sub in a player rather than having them just have 10 out on the field. Here's a kick. Wahey bats it up, going towards the 15-yard line. This one going to be returned by Miles McCatherine. Oh, big hit. That was a huge hit. That was Rex Van Wy. I love how Van Wy's still out there in special teams late in the ball game. He's wanting some hits. He'll add another tackle to his resume. 7:55 on the clock. 46-3. They'll keep Peyton O'Laughlin out there at quarterback. Here comes a new running back to start off a drive, Randy Young. Now, I've called his name earlier, but this is the first time he'll start a drive. 1st and 10. Doubles on the weak side. Young gets the handoff, an inside zone. Looks like he'll have a gain of close to 5. Found himself in another one of those, Triton dog piles. I heard Cortez was with the stop on that one for the Tritons. 7.5 minutes remain now. It's 46-3. Back to pass, looking left, looking to fire long, and that's what he'll do. He's got an open man. Miles is there. Nice coverage that time. Number 9. Yeah. I hear Edwards was on the defensive play. 46-3, 7 minutes and 11 seconds remain. I got to say, I like that they brought back, especially with how big these Division I schools are, these collegiate schools are. I like that they're allowing offensive and defensive players to wear the same jersey number, but boy, it can be tough on these play-by-play and PA guys. You say, number 9, that's Jaden Washington. What's he doing out there? But no, Edwards on the coverage. 46-3, 7 minutes and 11 seconds remain in the gun. 2 spread out deep receivers, but they'll go for a halfback draw. Goes up the B gap. That time tackled by, check it for that number. I believe it was Brian Lively, yeah. Big Brian Lively gets a tackle with Logan Williams. It's 4th and 3 now. Here comes the punt unit. .6:45 on the clock. Down by 43 points. Hazlitt still back deep for the Tritons. And Iowa Central is going to take a timeout. They want to get some of these younger guys, some of these second-year players that don't start, some extra time. 46-3, 6.5 minutes remain. That will stop the clock. And I don't know, maybe they called timeout. They thought DuPage will be faking it. I heard some wails on the visitor side. Why are you punting it? Well, you know, they're showing a fight. I got to give DuPage a credit. They are showing a fight. They aren't getting it done. They're just not executing on those 3rd and 4th down conversions. This is probably the most amount of failed 3rd and 4th down conversions I've seen from one team in one ball game so far this season. But there's room you can improve on. That's for sure. 46-3, Tritons have been dominating. Bounces past the 30, gets to the 25 before it lands on the 24, where the play will be called dead. 6 minutes, 21 seconds remain in quarter number 4. 46-3, out come the Iowa Central Tritons. I will say there are a significant amount of a difference between the amount of players on the Triton side and the DuPage side. And like I said in the pregame report, a lot of that just has to do with the amount of scholarships that you're allowed to give out if you are a Division I NJCAA football program compared to a Division III school. It's up there near 30. 15 per class, but then with that COVID year, there might be a few that shuffled over. That's why I say around 30. 46-3, Silverstein's back in the ball game, as he's going to have a handoff and lose a lump full of yards. That one handed off for Murray. It's a loss of 5. Second and 15, ball on the 20-yard line. 6:05 on the clock. Sending a man in motion is Silverstein. He's back to pass, looking left. Over the middle of the field, he hits. Oh, great pass. That was a great pass. Perfect touch. As he sent it all the way down to Jamarian Wheeler. We've seen a lot of good throws today. That one might have been the best. Hit him in stride over the middle of the field for a gain of, well, you're from your 20, so get all 30. For a gain of 40 yards overall. A great throw from Silverstein, who I said earlier, he throws like he's a shortstop. Well, that's because he was heavily recruited as a shortstop coming out of high school. That's in baseball there. Has got a high release, uses his elbow a lot. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remain. That was Jason Murray on the carry. Guy Goss on the tackle after the pickup of 7 yards, 2nd and 3 for the Tritons. Ball on the 32-yard line. Got doubles on the weak side. They'll send a man in motion. Silverstein, hands off for Murray. Can't find a lane to run, so he'll create one for himself, bouncing outside. Pickup of 10 plus. 4.5 minutes remaining. 46-3, 4.5 minutes remain. Tritons have Wheeler and Johnson out at wide receiver. Here's a new tailback in for the Tritons. Spencer Zim gets the carry. Oh, and we got a Triton down after the gain of 3. We're getting late in the game. It is hot outside. It's awfully windy. It's really hard running into the wind, of course, and hopefully it's just a cramp. Like I say earlier, you never like to see an injury. I missed the number, but I'll report back to you right when I see what it is. I think it's a backup split end in for the Tritons. The clock is stopped at 3 minutes and 57 seconds remaining. I hear Joe Bachlan. Yeah, it is a split end, which is like a combo of tight end and wide receiver. Joe Bachman from Decorah, Iowa. He's out on the field with the training staff and coach. Coach Blomberg is out there too, who is an assistant coach. Does a lot with the tight ends for Iowa Central. He gets up to his own power, looking like he can walk it off by himself. Good to see he's okay. Joe Bachman will come off. Oh. It'll be a 2nd down and 6. Ball on the 13-yard line. Let's see who they sub in now for Bachman. Since it's a tight end in the set, you could just add another receiver or even a back. Looks like they'll put in the primary backup tight end and Jace Weideman. Showing a pistol set. They got doubles spread out wide to the right. Now, with Weideman as a tight end over on the left side, no receivers marked to the left, you can see over there that they still have a cornerback marked over there. You can assume that they're showing a zone look. And now the Tritons have one less offensive player. They will have a sub. Quarterback keeper Ronan Rumman to his right. Moving upfield, Silverstein is pushed down by 17. That's Lachlan Harden who makes the tackle. 3 minutes and 15 seconds remain. It'll be a 3rd down and 1. Ball marked on about the 7-yard line, looks like 7 or 8. Marked on the 8-yard line, 3rd and 1. 3 minutes exactly remain, and the clock is ticking in the 4th and final quarter to play. In the pistol. Spread eagle out wide. There's also a slot receiver off to the left. They'll fire for the full left. Jamarian Wheeler hauls it in. Jamarian Wheeler hauls it in for the touchdown grab. I'm going to give him a 10-yard slant route on that last play. That's what it looked most similar to. 52-3 before the PAT. Here's Congolo, who comes back out onto the field. Haven't seen him since the first half. Kick is up, and it's good. 50-point lead for the Iowa Central Tritons. It's 53-3. There's 2:45 remaining in regulation. Once again, got to say props to the fight we've seen towards the very end of the ball game. Still fighting hard. goes that band again. Most recently, we just saw the 7th touchdown drive for the Iowa Central Tritons. Make sure you stick around for the post-game report while I'll break down all the touchdowns we saw from the Tritons and any other scores we will see from the Chaparrals. Angolo Uwembenkamba with the kickoff for the Tritons. Deep squib kick, gets it towards the 10-yard line. He'll field it upfield to the 25, 35, and fall on the 40-yard marker. Unless the knee touched beforehand. Let's see how generous the refs are with that last return. They will mark him right on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for DuPage. They'll keep that backup quarterback in there, and Peyton O'Laughlin, true freshman heading into the season. Got twins on each side. Now you're going to send a man in motion, and LaFabian Fain. It is a jet sweep for Fain. We haven't seen a jet sweep. That's the first jet sweep of the day, I just realized, from either side. Wow. And we've seen a lot of motion calls, but that's the first jet sweep we've seen today. 2nd and 8, ball on the 42-yard line on the DuPage side. See, Samson Zander takes back out onto the field. Haven't seen him in some time. He's a star running back. Read option, spin move, and swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of about 5. Got there first for the Tritons. I hear Cortez got there first for the Iowa Central Tritons. That's Diego Cortez from Bettendorf, Iowa, a freshman inside linebacker. 1:25 on the clock, and it's ticking. Trips out towards the strong side. 1 minute and 20 remains. Back to pass, looking over the middle of the field. That one, there's some miscommunication, so the ball ended up deep on the right hash where we almost saw an interception made by 23 of the Triton side. Kelly was the intended receiver. Tracy Davis is the man who almost had the interception. 1 minute and 10 seconds remain. Here's a 4th and 10. Isaiah Haslett is back to return the punt, and Marco Duback is the punter on the DuPage side. Kick is up, going towards the 30-yard line. Bounces inside to the 35, where jumping on at that time is 24 for DuPage, Cameron Gothard. 1 minute and 2 seconds remain. If you're Iowa Central, you can just clock out the rest of the game here. Let's see what you can presume to be the final rotations or subs of the ball game, if any. Might just send that second team out there and tell them to run the ball out. Oh. I hear personal foul on the return team. It's against Keontae Fowler, who has had a fantastic game. I didn't even see him out there on the return team for the punt side, but they're just going to sub him out the rest of the game. Tritons do go out there. They go out there with Bryce Aspengren.
There's a pump fake and a draw. I missed the jersey numbers of that last handoff there. It's either it is 2-6. That's Spencer Zim on the carry. That was a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6 now, ball on the 24-yard line. 34 seconds remains. I see a new receiver in the bunch. Dominic Cisneros is spread out wide in doubles. Here's another draw play. Who's going to run up the middle of the field? See where Zim ends up now. That's a pickup of 7 and another Triton first down. 12 seconds remain in the fourth quarter. And that is the final play of the ball game, 53-3. While I have you right here, I'm going to break down the touchdown scores we saw today. Iowa Central had all of them, as it was all 8 on theirs, or all 7 on their side. The first one was a 51-yard wheel route to Cal Weideman. The next time the Tritons scored, it was a 25-yard field goal from Congolo. Then we saw a 25-yard fade route to Desna Washington, an 18-yard rushing touchdown from Walter Wilbin, then a 4-yard slant to Cal Weideman. He ends the day with 2 receiving touchdowns on the day. That's number 84, Cal Weideman. In the second half, we saw a 13-yard receiving touchdown from Jamarian Wheeler. George Sims also scored on a 14-yard receiving touchdown. And then Jamarian Wheeler, he also scored a second receiving touchdown on the day, a 10-yard slant route. And then finally, a 40-yard field goal from Liam Wahey. A very successful day for the 7th-ranked Division I Tritons, taking on the number 1 team in Division III football in College of DuPage. This is a rivalry that's been heating up for some time. The Tritons last saw them home and got the best of them at home too. I feel like today DuPage did not play their best brand of football, and I don't think they were close to what they wanted to play either. We're used to seeing them online as a very disciplined team. That was just not them today whatsoever. They had 7 personal fouls go against them. Granted, the Iowa Central Tritons did too, but the Tritons did what they needed to do. They won by 53 points, 56-3 the final score. Before I go, I want to shout out my crew for helping us out with the broadcast. Thank you very much to Derek, who was manning the camera today, and Rusty, who was in the trailer producing the broadcast for us today. Thank you all for tuning in to the homecoming game for the Iowa Central Tritons this week. I'm Hank Ambrose. Till next time, this is Triton Nation's coverage on Triton Nation's YouTube channel.